Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Between the Bases. We're doing a football episode today in honor of the NFL draft coming up on Thursday. I almost said mock draft there because we are doing a mock draft. We're both going to give our picks. We're going to do first round. Unfortunately, Mo cannot be here as in the Friday episode, so it's going to be Hawk again. But
Let's
let's
go.
start. I'm going to start with the Chicago Bears taking with the number one overall pick. I'm going to have them take Caleb Williams.
I agree. I don't think there's much to say here. I mean, Chicago needs a quarterback. It's been mocked to them since the beginning, for months, and he's the QB1 in my book and most books.
All right, so I think the Commanders go. People are saying, "Oh, they're going to take Drake May. They're going to take Jaden Daniels." I say they're taking Jaden Daniels.
That's what I got that. I see that's what the recent buzz has been around the league. But in my book, Drake May is still QB2. He looked incredibly impressive in college, especially at North Carolina. In my book he's QB2. Jaden Daniels was propped up by Neighbors and Thomas. Not saying he's not good. He's obviously great, won the Heisman. But in my book, I have Drake May slightly higher. I think all the rumors of Daniels to Washington might just be a smokescreen.
For the third pick, New England Patriots. I like Drake May better fit in New England than in Washington. I think Drake May looks better as a Patriot, so I'm going to put Drake May in a Patriots uniform.
I think Drake May does look better in a Patriots uniform, but I'm going to give Jaden Daniels to the Patriots because I think that's the more realistic thing to happen. He's the QB3. In my book, he obviously is awesome. He's more athletic, which is not what we think as a Patriots QB. We think more of the Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe route. But I think he will be. I think he's going to be a star in the NFL. I think along with Drake May, but in my book, he's just QB3.
All right, projected trade alert right here.
Here's where the draft actually starts.
What?
Here's where the draft actually starts.
I almost said the Carolina Panthers. I don't know why. The Arizona Cardinals. All right. I got them trading with the Minnesota Vikings. When I find them on here, find them. I don't know why I can't find them. Here we go. I found them. And the question is, what is it going to let me offer for that pick? So for the fourth pick, I'm going to offer the 11, the 23, and the 108th pick in next year's first round pick for this year Arizona's fourth round pick. I'm going to propose and has been accepted. All right. There we go. Vikings with the fourth pick in the NFL draft select J.J. McCarthy, quarterback from Michigan.
And I couldn't agree more. I completely think this is going to be a trade-up spot for the Vikings. I have 11, 23, Minnesota's first, plus a third next year, going to Arizona for number 4, number 90, and an Arizona fourth next year. And I think the Vikings, who are in desperate need of a quarterback, get the clear QB4 in this class, who obviously is still great, in J.J. McCarthy.
Okay, with the number 5 pick here, I got John Harbaugh, not John Harbaugh. I got Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert licking their lips right here because they're about to take the number 1 receiving prospect of all time, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Did you just say the number 1 receiving of prospect of all time?
I meant one of them. I don't know why I said the number 1. I meant to say the number 1 of them.
I mean, I can't see any other scenario here. Marvin Harrison gets to 5. The Chargers, who are in desperate need of a receiver, are jumping all over that opportunity, and I think we're gonna have the same next pick probably.
Okay, so my New York Giants select with the 6th pick someone I really want, someone that people are gonna yell at me for. I'm gonna take Rome Odunze with the 6th pick.
I respect that.
I like him better.
I just think he's more of a technician, and Malik Neighbors is the more explosive receiver. And honestly, in my book, could even be wide receiver 1. And I am going to mock him to the New York Giants. The New York Giants have obviously been lacking at receiver since really OBJ left, unless you're so impressed with Isaiah Hodgins. But Malik Neighbors is obviously a wide receiver. He'll step in and be the wide receiver 1. He is the second best receiver in an absolutely stacked receiver class.
Okay. Moving on to number 7, the Tennessee Titans select offensive tackle Joe Alt.
This is I have to agree. Joe Alt is just the number 1 tackle in this class. He's the most established. Obviously there's a stacked tackle class as well with Talise Fuaga, Olu Fashanu, Trey Fatano, Mims, Americus Mims, JC Latham, Tyler Guyton, Jordan Morgan, Kingsley Suamadia. It's just an absolutely stacked class, and Joe Alt is just the best there, the best in this class. In my opinion, and also consensus, and the Tennessee Titans were in desperate need of a tackle. Go up, get the number one tackle in the class.
Okay, so the number 8 pick, I think the Atlanta Falcons take. We might disagree here. This might be the third pick we disagree with. I think they take Dallas Turner.
I would agree with you if I had them staying, but
Oh,
I
you
do
have a
not.
trade.
I think that the Cardinals. I don't know if you remember what they did last year. They traded down from number 3 to I think number 11, so that the Texans wanted Will Anderson. They traded back into the top 5 to get Paris Johnson. I think they do the same thing here. They missed out on getting Marvin Harrison Jr., one of the best, as you said, not a great receiver. I think they go out. They trade number 11 and number 27 for number 8 and number 43. With the Falcons. You can't force trades in this game, I guess, huh? I have to overpay. But the point is that I think they have a receiver on the board in Rome Odunze, and they are just licking their lips because this is exactly what they want. And once I get this trade done, I will mock them Rome Odunze. You go ahead and do
All
your
right.
next.
Thought I had something there. I think the Bears, they got a great opportunity here. They got Caleb Williams at 1. So why not take another receiver why not take a receiver at 9? Malik Neighbors, you are a Chicago Bear.
Malik Neighbors, in falling to 9 is just a dream scenario for I think everyone involved. Caleb Williams and Malik Neighbors, who's in some people's book the number 1 receiver, is just an incredible duo. And I'm gonna have here the Bears take, in my opinion, the best defender in this class, Dallas Turner, who you had mocked to the Cardinals. Sorry, to the Falcons. I apologize. He is the best edge in this class. He's really established. He was really established himself at Alabama, and I think his skills will really translate to the NFL. And I really think that the Bears really just have a need at all spots.
All right, with the number 10 selection, you're a Jets fan. You can tell me better than this, but I've heard a lot of them. I'm related to a lot of Jets fans. They tell me a lot how much they want Brock Bowers, and here you go, Jets fans. You got Brock Bowers.
And I think Brock Bowers is very fascinating in many regards because a casual might see him as just a tight end, and the Jets have much bigger fish to fry, such as tackle. They have no depth at tackle. Their 2 tackles are old guys, pretty much. And they have Morgan Moses and Tyron Smith, who are both incredibly old and incredibly injury prone. And they also are in desperate need of a wide receiver 3. But in reality, Brock Bowers really just lines up in the slot a lot, and it's not as big of a. And it's really he's really not such a tight end, and more so of a slot receiver. And for me, I'm gonna have another trade. I think the Jets are just need to get draft capital. They traded the 2nd-round pick last year for Aaron Rodgers, and right now they have a few needs, such as I mentioned, tackle. They need slot receiver. That's what Bowers is going to be filling in. They also need safety. Right now, their safeties are Tony Adams, Ashton Davis, and Chuck Clark. All 3 of them are around league average. But the Jets right now, the rest of their team wants to be playoff caliber. They need a safety. The Jets are going to trade back with the Saints. The Saints are in desperate need of a tackle, and Olu Fashanu is still on the board, who in my book is tackle number 2. Olu Fashanu is incredible, and I think the Saints really want to get their hands on him, and he is my number 2 tackle in this class. And I think the Saints go up and get him, and are willing to give a 2nd-round pick just to get the tackle of their choice rather than having to wait to 14.
All right, so at number 11, I got another trade alert. I think the Jets aren't done yet. They get Brock Bowers at number 10, so at number 11, they're going to trade this year's second round pick, next
They don't
year's
have a
first
second
round
round
pick.
pick this year. They don't have a second round pick this year.
All right, so next year's third round pick, next year's first and second round pick, and they trade for the 11th pick. And let's see if this will go through in this game. And it has been rejected, so I'm gonna have to do that again. That's
Yeah,
really
so it's a
annoying.
little annoying that it doesn't. They don't that you can't. It doesn't force the trade through.
All right,
But
let's just do something crazy because that's what I think is gonna happen. And I don't know if because the Cardinals still have another second round pick because they traded with the Vikings. I mean another first round pick 'cause they traded for the Vikings. So let's see if they accept this one. They keep on rejecting my trades. Jeez.
okay,
Again,
so I could go first if you would like.
no, you know what? I'm just gonna because this doesn't really count. So like, yeah, you can go first.
Okay, so the Falcons are here at 11, and I remember they traded back with the Cardinals for Roma Dunze, and I think the Falcons, who missed out on Dallas Turner, but have now the third best edge skill wise, and my number two edge in Jared Verse. You'll see my number two edge in general, talent wise, very soon. But we've discussed how the Falcons need an edge, and Jared Verse is one of the top in this class. Carried Florida State this year, done undefeated season. Lost in the CFB. Obviously, got absolutely demolished, but obviously didn't make it. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. They got demolished by Georgia, but point is that they get the second best edge in the class, along with picking up another second round pick.
All right, so I finally got them to force the trade with the 11th overall pick. I like the Cardinals trading down. They still have another first round pick. They'll take it on a receiver. The Jets need another offensive tackle to protect Aaron Rodgers, so they get Brock Bowers. And with the 11th pick, they trade up and get Fashanu. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Olu Fashanu.
Okay, Fashanu. That's how you're gonna say this guy's name. And with number 12, the Denver Broncos select offensive tackle TLO. No idea how to pronounce this guy's name.
Talisa
Fuga?
Fuaga.
Yeah, Fuaga. All right.
Love the pronunciation. So
Yeah.
now I have number 12,
Yeah.
and I believe the Broncos are on the board. And again, O line's a need, and I agree with you here. But I think they're going to opt for the more flexible offensive lineman, the guy that can move to guard very easily. And Troy Fatana from Washington protected Michael Penix beautifully this year, and honestly, I could see him going here.
All right. So 13, I got a shocker. I almost said the Oakland Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders. They select quarterback Michael Penix Jr. I know I've heard that they're high on him. So, and I think it might be a little too early for Penix, but the Raiders really need a quarterback. So I think they go quarterback here.
They do really need a quarterback, but I guess it's a one-round mock draft. I don't think Penix is going first round. Penix obviously has his injury problems. He consistently got injured. He's 20. He's old. I'm not remembering exact age at this moment, but I just don't think Michael Penix is going to be going this high. He was surrounded by incredible talent. Jalen Polk, who's probably going to go second round. Obviously, Roma Dunze. I've talked about Troy Fatano already in the great O-line. I just think he was a product of a great system. And do I think he's going to be bad in the NFL? No, I think he's going to kind of be a Jimmy Garoppolo-esque. Like if your team could carry him, but he is by no means, in my opinion, a first-round quarterback. So I'm going to disagree with you here. But I get it. It's going to be it's a one-round mock draft. I might have
Penix turning 24 in May.
Yeah, it's very old for a quarterback. Um, I'm gonna have I might have Penix go in the first round here just because we're only doing a one-round mock draft. I'm gonna have the Raiders select here my number 3 tackle, who I would be thrilled if he fell to the Jets, but unfortunately in this case he is not going to. Talisa Fuaga.
All right.
Who is
So
yeah.
that leaves me with the Saints. Saints obviously need an offensive tackle because they always do. I'm gonna go with Troy. Oh my God, geez, these
Troy
offensive tackles this
Fatano.
year have such hard names to pronounce. Troy Fatinana,
Fatano.
Fatanu. They have such hard names to pronounce. Jeez.
And I have the Jets at 14. Remember they traded with the Saints, and the Jets are in the best case scenario here. I can't envision any of the 3 teams ahead that picked between the Saints and the Jets picking a tight end, and now I have Brock Bowers going to the Jets. And this is exactly what you had Bowers mock. I think there's a little bit of a better spot for Bowers. Bowers obviously a versatile weapon. Shout out Bengal with Kyle Pitts. Um, but he is incredible. He lines up in the slot. Really, he's more of a receiver than anything else. And again, I think this myth that he's going to take Tyler Conklin's spot, the Jets still need a receiver 3 if they draft him, is ridiculous. He will be taking more snaps for Alan Lazard than he will from Tyler Conklin. And Alan Lazard was a terrible receiver last year.
Okay, so the Colts, they're going to take a cornerback. They're going to take Teron Arnold out from Alabama.
Terrian Arnold. I like that pick. Again, I think any of these corners, there's a few of these corners that there's going to be a run on in this range of Cooper DeJean, Terry and Arnold, Quinion Mitchell, Nate Wiggins, and maybe we see Kool-Aid McKinstry. I might have him go here just because of his name. It's so sick. But that there's going to be a run on corners here. It's really going to be who do you prefer? And I think again the Colts, based on what I've been hearing, I don't have any sources, but based on what I see other people with sources say, I think this is Terrion Arnold.
Okay, so we both agree there. I think the Seahawks, they take. Ooh, who do the Seahawks take? I'm going to have them taking Amarius Mims.
Amarius Mims, I think this is a bit of a reach on him, but I don't hate the pick. I just think he's just very he's a big project. I'll just leave it at that. He's a project. He's not NFL ready right now. And I guess for the Seahawks, who aren't gonna be the best team this year, I don't hate the pick for them actually. I think he's gonna go a little later. And I think that right here there's gonna be a run on corners, as I previously mentioned. And I think this is where Quinion Mitchell goes. I think Reek Woolen had a terrible year last year. I think he's highly overrated. Devon Witherspoon was crazy. I think the Seahawks might have just gone their CB1 at 16, which if you do, I'm saying a CB1 in the draft, I mean. And if you do, that you have to be ecstatic about that. The Seahawks are obviously great at drafting CBs. Reek Willen is incredibly overrated. I remember when the Seahawks fans used to argue about Reek Willen or Sauce Gardner. It's completely stupid. Reek Willen gets burned every play. He just has good hands. Um, Sauce Gardner is a much better coverage corner, and Quinny Mitchell will really make this a stacked cornerback room.
Okay, I think the Jaguars to take a cornerback here. They're going to take cornerback Quinion Mitchell.
Quinny Mitchell, I have as my CB1. Don't hate it. And now I have on my board the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I see them honestly. I see them going out and getting a weapon for Trevor Lawrence, and I see them pairing with ACC rival Brian Thomas Jr. Of course, was always overshadowed by Malik Neighbors, but is incredible in his own right. And I think that is I think the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence will be thrilled to get himself a weapon along with Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk.
Okay, so I'm going to have the Bengals. They're going to take edge Laitu Latatu or Laitu Latu.
Leitu Latu. Leitu Latu, I was thinking along similar lines here. Leitu Latu is among the probably the second most talented edge in this class, but injuries really have derailed his career, and that's why he's falling down the board. I think he's talent wise, just up there with he's up there with um with Dallas Turner, but unfortunately, it just injuries have really killed him. And here I'm gonna have with T Higgins hitting free agency after this year. I can see the Bengals taking a guy who had an incredible combine, but is overshadowed by his teammate Xavier Worthy. But I think they're going to take A.D. Mitchell, Hashem Mitchell, God Mitchell, um, as to be just to build up an absolutely stacked receiver room for this year. Get as many weapons as possible for Joe Burrow, and then let JB cook. Maybe go on a Super Bowl run here, and T Higgins is going to be lost in the offseason. The Bengals do not have enough money to bring him back, so get one last hurrah, and A.D. Mitchell will be his replacement next year.
All right. I got the Rams taking edge Jared Verse.
Jared Verse, I had him going much earlier than you did. So again, don't hate it. And I'm gonna have the Rams taking I'm gonna have the Rams. 1 second. Let me just look at the board for a second. There's a lot of people available on the board. Um, I'm gonna have the board. I'm gonna have the Rams taking. Honestly, I'm gonna have them draft Michael Penix Jr. I'm gonna have.
Interesting pick.
I'm gonna let Penix sit behind Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's obviously old. Let Penix sit behind Matt Stafford. Let him Aaron Rodgers in. Let him mentor him, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, the Rams obviously surprised everyone last year. I still don't think they're going to be such a great team this year. I think last year they overperformed. I think they'll be fine, but I think getting a quarterback will be very beneficial long term.
All right, I think the Steelers are great at building up the O-line. I think they take J.C. Latham here. I knew they went all in the offseason. It's going to be a big year, Pittsburgh. Get ready, Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
And I completely agree with you here. J.C. Latham is my, if we're counting Troy Fautanu as a guard, he's my number 3 tackle on the board. Actually, number 4, behind Fuaga, Alta Fuaga and Fashanu. Latham, obviously very established Alabama player. Steelers need O-line, as you mentioned, really going all out this year. And I think he will be incredibly beneficial to this team.
All right, I think I got the Dolphins taking Johnny Newton here, defensive tackle. Christian Wilkins left, right?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know why I knew that. So I think he takes Christian Wilkins' fault. Christian Wilkins' spot. Not my day today. It's not my day.
I mean, I was thinking along the same lines here. I was thinking they're going to take my number 1 D tackle on the board, Byron Murphy II from Texas, absolute stud, and again, Christian Wilkins replacement right there, and he is going to be a star.
Okay, so the Eagles, obviously Darius Slay, James Bradbury, didn't really work for them last year. So get themselves a good cornerback, pair him with Darius Slay. Give me Nate Wiggins.
Nate Wiggins. Okay, I don't hate the pick. Nate Wiggins, again, one of these good cornerbacks is going to be a run on around this point in the draft. And I think the Eagles are going to take their O-line's obviously very old. Jason Kelce retired last year. This year, he's not going to be playing this year. I think Lane Johnson could be next. Jordan Mailata just got a big extension, I think, to get the right tackle. I think that they might want to draft Demarius Mims as a project to develop him. And honestly, that's what I think is going to happen.
I had Mims going way earlier. I had him going 16. You have him going 22. So pretty much a gap there, but it's the draft. Anything can happen. Number 23. Remember, I had the trade with the Vikings and the Cardinals. The Cardinals missed out on receiver Marvin Harrison. So here they go, Brian Thomas Jr.
Don't hate it at all. And I think I'm going to have the Falcons take my number.
Falcons?
Yeah, the Falcons also traded back in mine.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, okay. They traded back. They traded whatever. You know what I'm saying? You remember?
Yeah.
Cardinals traded up. They got 23. I'm gonna have the Falcons take also a receiver. I think they're gonna get a receiver for their Kirk Cousins. I think they need one more weapon on this offense to really solidify it. I think like Drake London and who like Kyle Pitts, and then like who's your second receiver really? Like, do you really trust who they just traded for the receiver? Like, whatever. I think they're going to take the guy who just ran the fastest 40 time of all time.
Xavier Worthy?
Yep.
I'll say that's another question. I kind of was spacing out over there. Okay. Just not my dad, as I said before. We recorded an episode earlier that came out on Friday. Again, today, this is Friday coming out on Sunday. You know, it's just not my day today. Hopefully the Yankees win. Yeah. Cowboys with the 24th pick. I'm going to have them take offensive tackle Graham Barton.
You have him as an offensive tackle, not a center?
Yeah, I was going to press Tyler Guyton, and then I decided to press Graham Barton.
I mean, I'm going to have to take Guyton. Again, Cowboys in need of tackle. Just lost Tyron Smith. And again, they're in a good position. They're good. They really just need to build a long-term future. And I think Tyler Guyton is just that.
All right, Packers. He surprised a lot of people last year. I actually predicted you guys to win against the Cowboys because I knew the Cowboys were going to choke. You guys almost beat the 49ers. You guys are a really good team. You guys are a really good quarterback. Why don't you guys go get yourself some Chop Robinson? Licking your chops.
I like that line. Good line. Good line. Um, I'm gonna have the Packers. I think they're just gonna take best player available. Latu Latu is available. Again, my second best. In my opinion, second most talented edge in this class. I think the Packers are gonna take him here, and honestly, they exceeded expectations. They have the liberty here of being a year ahead of schedule, or maybe even more ahead of schedule.
All right, with the 22nd pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select cornerback Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama University. That's my John Sterling imitation right there.
And I had a similar idea to you here, but a little different. I'm gonna have them take starting corner for Team White. Um, if you know what I mean.
I have no idea what you mean.
Did you not see the meme? I forgot who started it. Someone like a former NFL player was like, white players and black players should have one.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
So Cooper DeJean is going to be a starter for Team White. Um, I think he goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He really skilled, played really well at Iowa, and honestly, Buccaneers can use one.
I don't know about you, but like, I feel like I know a lot of football information, but like after the football season ends and just turns on to baseball, just go. Like even during the football season when there's no baseball on, it's like, oh, I forgot all the baseball information. And then when the spring training rolls around, I remember everything. It's just like I can't like focus on two things here. So like this is my if you're in the comments right now, saying oh no, he doesn't know football. I know football. Just I'm not in the football mindset right now. When we go back to
I just
episode
think no, just doesn't know football, but whatever.
Okay, so you know what? We're gonna start our podcast in September called Between the Chains, and you'll see my football knowledge on display there. Even though during baseball season, that's when I can focus on two things. All right, with the 27th pick, the Arizona Cardinals select. I'm gonna have them take. This is an interesting pick here. I'm gonna have them take Cooper DeJean, starter from Team White.
And we're going to do a swap here. Actually, never mind. I'm going to have the Cardinals take Nate Wiggins, cornerback from Clemson. They're in need of a corner. So I think this would be a big ad for them.
All right,
Okay.
we're winding down on this episode. We got four more picks left. Yes, we go
Five,
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 five.
five.
The Chiefs one wasn't on my thing. All right, the Bills select. Let's have them take a receiver. They need a receiver. Stephon Diggs just left. Go out there and take yourself some Adonai Mitchell.
I think the Bills are going to go out there and get the best interior offensive lineman in this class, in my opinion. JPJ, not Jackson Powers Johnson. And I think he will be, again, he's a great interior offensive lineman. The Bills obviously lost a lot. I already have the receivers flying off the board already. Not a lot of receivers left. You know, so we're going to reach out Keon Coleman, who's been dropping down boards, which I don't think they're going to do. I think they just take best player available, and that's going to be an interior offensive lineman here in Jackson Powers Johnson.
Okay, so the Detroit Lions here. Shout out to my boy Jack Clyde, Detroit Lions fan. Told me he really wants Kool-Aid McKinstry. I just don't think you got him here because he's going to Tampa. But you know which Tampa is going to Detroit? TJ Tampa.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I did it on purpose. Did you mock Kool-Aid McKinstry to Tampa on purpose?
No, I actually didn't. I actually didn't. It just popped in my head.
That's a really good line. I'm gonna fulfill our good friend Jack Clyde's wish, and give the Lions Kool-Aid McKinstry again. Lions are way ahead of schedule. Really young team, and I think they have the liberty here of taking Kool-Aid McKinstry, a really great corner, paired along with another Alabama DB they got last year, and Brian Branch, who they got great value with, who had an incredible year this year.
Shout out to the Lions New Jerseys. The black
Oh
ones
yeah,
are so clean. They're the second cleanest jerseys in sports. They're
behind the
so
Mets
clean.
black jerseys, obviously. The Jets,
No,
the Jets.
behind those pinstripe Yankee jerseys. Nothing beats the pinstripes. Nobody
Uh,
beats the Riz. All right, number 30. John Sterling call again. Number 30, the Baltimore Ravens select. They need a wide receiver here, so why don't not go wide receiver here? Go with the fastest wide receiver in NFL history, Xavier Worthy.
okay, I think I'm gonna give the Ravens here just lost Patrick Queen this offseason. I can see them going Edgerrin Cooper, in my opinion, the best linebacker in the class. I'm debating giving them him, or I might give them. I'm genuinely making this up in the moment, but I might give them Graham Barton because they lost John Simpson to the Jets. Obviously, not such a big blow. He's the worst. He was their worst offensive lineman, but Graham Barton could be a great addition to an already great O line, and that's what I'm going to give them. I'm not a big fan of the linebackers in this year's class. Very weak linebacker class. So Graham Barton goes to the Ravens.
All right. We got 2 picks left. That's Super Bowl teams. I don't really know what the 49ers need. They're a juggernaut. They don't really need anything. But for the sake of this mock draft, they gotta take an offensive tackle because Jackson Howard Johnson is on the board.
I mean, he's an offensive tackle.
Offensive center. I don't know why I keep on saying tackle.
Yeah.
Again, I'm in baseball brain right now. Let's go. I'm in baseball brain.
I think you're losing it, but regardless, let's go here to finish off this draft. I think the Niners, again, they really have some liberty here as just an absolutely all-around talented roster. And honestly,
we got breaking news.
What's the breaking news?
Jack Leiter is headed back to AAA.
Did I not call it in our previous episode?
Yeah, go check out the Friday episode. He called it. He's going back to AAA. There we go.
I said he's going to be sent down. Someone they already knew, but and I'm just going to give them Johnny Newton. Really have the liberty here to do whatever they want. And the final pick of the draft, the Chiefs.
They're obviously taking a receiver here. Ready? Say it on 3, 2, 1. Keon Coleman.
Yeah, Keon Coleman. I have him going there. And
all right, that's gonna do it for today's mock draft. It was a great mock draft. Took a long time, but it was a great episode. Make sure you check out Friday's episode, as mentioned before. Put a link to there in the description. Hawk is the best. Mo's coming back on soon. Hopefully we'll have Hawk again. Remember to like and subscribe. It's still baseball season. Between the Chains, ? Coming up soon in September. We'll see you guys later. Have a good day.
See you, boys.